Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Pod and Play. This is season 3 of Nerds Gone Rogue Pod and Play series. Joining me as always, Edward, and also Jesse. We are playing
What's up?
Sunset Overdrive.
Hello everybody.
I gotta figure out, I don't remember what I'm doing. This save, so what we originally wanted to do was start a new game and start from the beginning, but none of us could figure out how to erase our save data, even though I erased mine and it still put me back here.
Where's the
So,
cops? The National Guard, the
yeah.
news helicopter.
So my save, the save you're watching is about an hour into the game, and it's quite fitting that we're playing this game because, you know, Ed and I have been playing Spider-Man, which was also by Insomniac Games. And this was the game that team previously did before they went on to do Spider-Man. I know they put out the Ratchet and Clank remake, but that was the second team there. So,
Yeah, they actually did Fuse,
yeah,
and then when Xbox One came out, they did this.
yeah. So that B team did Fuse, and I shouldn't say B team, but that second team did Fuse and Ratchet and Clank. And then the first team did this game, which is an Xbox and PC exclusive, and the most recent game, Spider-Man, which has been very successful for them. So I'm glad that they have another hit on their hands, even though it's a PlayStation exclusive. Not everybody gets to play it, but it's all right. But yeah, so we're gonna talk a little bit about Insomniac and Sunset Overdrive and Spider-Man and some other things, whatever else we feel like talking about. So first of all, Jesse, I think this is your first episode. No, this is your second episode of the season. So
Yeah.
I guess we will start with you. What are you? Did you like Sunset Overdrive? Do you like this game? I guess I should ask since we're playing it.
Yeah, I enjoy this game. It's one of those games, though, unfortunately, where like I just never stuck with it. Like, not because I didn't like it. I just I just get distracted, and then a lot of times there's a whole bunch of games and that I end up like not ever finishing, not because I don't like them, but just because like there's just so many other things that I end up wanting to play, and my time ends up going to like the thing with like Siege and games like that is I end up usually spending the extra money on a season pass or whatever, and then I want to get my money's worth out of them, so then a season pass or any game.
Yeah.
Did they even have one?
I don't think
forget.
so. I got
Oh
this.
no, they did it.
I mean, I got this game when it was free on Games with Gold, so I didn't even buy this game.
Oh,
which
okay.
I kind of maybe probably should have,
Who are
but
these guys?
I mean, look,
I think I paid 19 for this.
yeah, I mean it's pretty cheap.
Like
now,
I got
think.
this one cheap.
I think. Well, first of all, it's on Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, you have access to this game. Alright, I need to figure. I don't remember how to play this game, to be honest with you.
Okay, X is the grind.
Okay.
So when you jump
There we
on
go.
something,
Okay,
X is
nice.
grind, B is for melee.
Okay, and then R and L are to shoot. Yeah, this game feels, dude. If you played Spider-Man, you can definitely feel where that combat has come from.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but a lot of people are, and I was one of I forget who it was. Someone had gone back and started playing this after playing Spider-Man, and then like had a better appreciation for this game
Yeah,
because they realized like how much of like Spider-Man was basically is good because of this game,
Yeah.
and them being able to kind of use the knowledge that they got from this game
yeah,
to make that.
Well, I think a lot of it, when it comes to Insomniac, is that any game they kind of make, you can see their influence from it. Because
Yeah.
if you look at Resistance, like that's kind of where a lot of people know Insomniac from. Like it's Resistance, and how how Resistance one kind of brought that old school gameplay, but what stood out with Resistance was the weapons
Yeah.
and how weird and alienated. And then you kind of see that in all of their games. It's just like these cool style weapons, but still having it like just like something like kind of authentic.
Yeah.
Well, not authentic, I should say. Something kind of different. And then, when you play a Insomniac game, you just like, okay, you see this in Ratchet and Clank. You see this in
By myself.
well, no, Ratchet and Clank would have been their first one. That's right. Ratchet and Clank would have been their first one. Sorry. You would see it, and then you see those weapons in Resistance, and then after Resistance, when it came to like Fuse, you kind of see that team gunplay battle,
Yeah.
and
Well, the thing
not so
about
much the
Resistance,
parkour
too,
stuff.
is like
Oh, go ahead.
you were talking about their weapons and stuff that feel like kind of unique and whatever. Like Insomniac, the thing that Insomniac's always been doing well is wacky weapons and then traversal, and like they really took traversal
Yes.
and weapons. Like I feel like they tried to do that with Fuse and it just didn't really work out for them. Although I kind of enjoyed what I played in that game, to be honest with you. I mean, it just kind of
Fuse
felt
is
like
weird.
it just felt like a weird version of Gears of War, to be honest. Which
And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, I haven't
And I
really
think-
gotten a chance to play that game at all, but
I'm surprised that game's not on Game Pass.
Name isn't Heisenberg, is it?
But that's just me.
well, it's EA's. That's the thing about it, and I think when
Well, it
EA
might be on that
decided to
EA.
publish it.
It might be on that EA version of Game Pass. I forgot that. I always forget that EA has their own version of Game Pass. But that's just me. But and like after you're like doing the grinding and stuff, I'm actually surprised that Spider-Man doesn't really have this grind mechanic in it. I mean, I know.
yeah, even if just
Yeah.
does he at least do the running on the walls like in this game?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yeah, the wall running is
Yeah.
definitely in there, but I'm just
'Cause-
saying, like, I mean, I know the point of the game is you want to swing and move around, but, like, even if there's just, like, a couple rails or whatever, and you're, like, low and with no place to swing in that game, like, a grind mechanic would have really been cool.
yes,
So, I don't
and
know.
I think
Oh,
see,
go ahead.
there's something about, and this is gonna sound weird. I'm sorry. Tony Hawk. I think Activision or anyone who played this game, I really think. Well, I should say the people who made Tony Hawk Skater 5. I really think they should have played this game to learn about grind. I mean, they had other problems and stuff, but I'm like, they could have made almost a game based off of Sunset Overdrive on how well it controls and how well that it plays.
Yeah. 'Cause,
And it would've
honestly,
had
yeah,
that-
like this game does feel like a skateboarding game without skateboards.
Yeah. This is what those later Tony Hawk games wanted to be, but couldn't be, because they were just cash-ins at that point. I still feel really bad for those teams, though, that, like, had like 9 months to turn around a Tony Hawk game, and then people kind of, like, you know, maybe
Just
just shit on them. But,
ate it a lot.
like, it's not their fault. It's Activision's fault for trying to have them push it out, you know. But that's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is, yeah, you like it's always difficult when a game a developer is given a small window to get stuff done. Unfortunately, that happens a little too often.
But I think Insomniac, they have only they have 2 games that's a trilogy. Besides, I think, let's see, Resistance is a trilogy, and how many of the Ratchet and Clanks? Is it like 4 or 5 of them?
There's like 8 or 9 of them.
Oh goodness!
Let's see.
Because I know they got the
there's-
PSP one.
Well, there's 4 on PS2 alone. So there's
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank, Size Matters, Up Your Arsenal, Deadlocked, and then there's like the Ratchet and Clank future games for PS3, which is A Crack in Time. What was the first one? I forget. Tools of Destruction, Quest for Booty, and then the multiplayer ones, which were like Into the Nexus and All for One, and then there was that PSP one, which was Size Matters, which is a good name for a handheld version of that game. And then the remake / reboot or reimagining or whatever. So there's quite a few Ratchet games, and I'm sure I'm missing a couple.
Yeah. Yeah, because or
I'm
maybe you
surprised.
said it. Isn't there one where it's just Ratchet by himself?
Yeah, it's Deadlock.
Or one of them just.
It's
yeah.
The,
Oh yeah.
The PS2 one, the last PS2 one, was Ratchet Deadlocked,
Okay.
and it tried to
Yeah.
be like more serious and stuff, but it just,
Okay, come back to the brewery.
I don't know. It was fine. It just is like, why would you take out like one of the funniest parts of this game?
Just a scratch.
Of course, I don't really remember that game a whole lot, so I just remember it. I don't know. I was more of a Jack and Daxter guy myself than Ratchet, but
Yeah.
which it's kind of
Yeah.
amazing that out of the,
I didn't really get into any of any like I just liked Banjo, not Banjo and Kazooie. I did like Banjo and Kazooie, but Crash Bandicoot is what I mostly played.
Government testing.
we aren't friends.
I didn't really care for any of the other ones.
To protect their stock.
We're not getting out of this
That game was
city
on sale for Switch, by the way. That trilogy.
Not with that attitude.
It was like 24.
Oh, I already have it.
It was like $24.99 this weekend.
It's our chance to be whoever
But-
we want to
Oh,
be.
nice.
No
Yeah.
bosses, no rules. I call it the awesome
By the way, speaking of
apocalypse.
shows, thanks for. I didn't know you guys were going to record both shows yesterday.
Yeah, we figured like because I said I asked Ed, I'm like, well, we are recording stuff today, so like, do we want to just do one of them and just wait and see how things go? But then, you know, and then I started thinking of it before I'd you know offered to, you know, or said that we should just do both right away anyways. I'm like, well, yeah, but we wouldn't, it's not like we would really have free time today anyways to do more, so it probably was a good thing that we just did it, and then it's done, and no one's got to worry about it.
Working on some things I call amps. I have some that are almost ready. I just need a few more things.
It's
to
been
So it would have been too much to try to do that do all that, a show and all this stuff today that we're gonna do. It would have been a lot too much to probably do in one night.
Yeah, it was a long weekend. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah,
It's alright though.
yeah. You ended up like working like 12 hours, didn't you? Basically.
More than that. Is that? Well, yeah, it was about that. But that
Yeah,
was-
because
that was,
you had to go in at 7, right?
I was 7:30 to 7:30, and then I did that 2
Oh,
days.
okay.
Well, Friday I worked 7:30 to 8:30. So that was fun. I mean, it wasn't hard. It's just, you know, whenever you do anything for that long,
Yeah.
it's kind of rough sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
Yeah, it gets you know wearing
Yeah.
regardless, you know, like especially no one like driving is fun if you're only doing it for like an hour or so or whatever, you know,
mean, it
maybe
wasn't-
even a couple of hours, but
It wasn't driving.
oh yeah,
it was
that's right, you didn't have to
story.
do driving.
Just do
Yeah. Ugh, that's even worse.
Yeah, especially when like the company I guess the company that did our inventory the year before was not great,
Good at it. Yeah.
and so everything was all messed up. But we got it all done.
man.
So I mean, we like if we didn't get it all done, we were gonna have to come in today to do it too, like finish it. But we got it all done. So
Yo, it's just like no. And then you have to be at work tomorrow.
yeah,
No.
yeah. No, thank you.
On Monday, I should say.
Well, it's Sunday, so yeah, tomorrow.
So, Sunset Overdrive. This was an Xbox One exclusive. I think when the system came out, when the Xbox One
Yep.
first
Well, it wasn't
released,
Yeah,
was
it was
exclusive.
pretty close.
I think it was like
It was pretty close.
No, I think it was the next year because the first year it was Rise, and
Why am I hearing disembodied voices?
Rise and what was the other big title that came out for Xbox? Oh, Dead Rising
Oh yeah,
was
yeah,
was,
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. It was a
And
year
then this
later.
was the following year with Gears.
Yeah, cause they showed this at E3.
You failed the mission. Oh, okay. Oh no. What is this noise? My game just
Yeah,
crashed
so
on me.
Oh no.
Really.
Yeah. It's alright.
Huh.
We'll get back in. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, I think a lot of people should go back and play this game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
especially if you have if you have a PS4 and an Xbox One and you really enjoyed Spider-Man and haven't played this game, like this game is great.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a lot of fun.
It feels good to move around the world, especially once you like start unlocking stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
yeah. That's definitely a key, though. Is like once you start unlocking stuff, which was like one of the complaints that I heard about the Spider-Man game too, that it's kind of boring and not very fun, in the beginning until you start really unlocking stuff and having more abilities.
There are different categories of amps. Select the hero and equip your hero. Now your amplifier. Now let's do your weapon amp. Select the weapon
Okay,
you
I'm
want.
learning about
to
amps.
Amplify.
Yeah,
But
me
yeah,
too.
I mean Spider-Man.
Weapon
I don't know. I feel like
Only be equipped on level 2.
I feel like
Go
okay.
kick some
Good.
ass.
Just let me go.
Any different?
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like Spider-Man, as fun as a game as it is, like
It's your best
I feel like
Use traversal
okay, thanks.
combinations
Stop
to
it.
build your style
This
beat.
tutorial guy
Stride and swing. Stay on the move.
killing me, Smalls.
Killing enemies while grinding, bouncing, and doing
What is this
acrobatics.
outfit my
I
character?
hate when you gotta.
What was I thinking?
Go to the party. Activate your
My guy is a punk rocker. He's got a green and gold Packers colored mohawk
weapon
with like a punk rock like jean jacket on,
Get on the ground and roll it
and like a
with this new amp. You will not
punk rocker pants.
Nice. My
They kind of like that was one of the things I really liked about this game is I like the character stylization or whatever you want to call it. Like I liked all the stuff that they kind of give you to pick from to create your character.
yeah, I like the creator
And this-
character in this. That's why I wanted to start from the beginning because like I wanted to show off the character creator. But you know,
Just like we were saying earlier, like I just love like how easy, like fluid it is to just go from grinding something to jumping off of it and then climbing on a wall and or bouncing off of something and then jumping back to a grind.
Yeah.
And then do you guys have the like thing where you roll into a ball to save your grind or whatever?
I don't have
Like
that.
they have. Oh, okay. It's like an ability where when you push the grind button, if you land on the ground, you do like a roll where your whole body is like engulfed in like blue flames, and it lets you roll to jump to another grind quick to try to save your combo. That's what I did. I do a lot in this game when I play it. Is I just try to like do grind combos and just ignore the enemies a lot of the time.
But back to what I was talking about with Spider-Man is like, I feel like I've probably put like 15 hours into that game already, and like I feel
Okay.
like I've gotten everything I wanted out of that game. Like it doesn't feel like there's enough variety, and it feels like they give you the most powerful moves like right at the beginning,
Oh, okay.
which I get. Like they want you to feel like a superhero like right away and stuff, but like I feel like in terms of variety and the way like you want to play the game, like this game does a better job.
This is the combo counter.
Yeah. I've just given you like a lot of stuff. Like I think that's the thing is like the key to this what makes this game so fun is just there's so much to grind on and to jump off of, and like the map is just so filled with things to to do stuff off of, and like you try to climb your way up to high up areas and things like that. Like I feel that's like one of the. It's kind of similar to like your like what are the in the Saints Row games and stuff where like or I'm trying to think of what other games compare it to where they're like hide stuff up high and then it's like a challenge to try to climb up that high. Like they I feel like they do a lot of that kind of stuff really well, and I guess again that's kind of very similar to like the Tony Hawk games as well, where you got to try to hit just the right kind of good jump to be able to get up high to grab like a ladder or whatever.
Get out there and keep those
Kind of that kind of stuff like in those games. Like if people like I feel like this is a really good mix of like a Tony Hawk game and then what's the one for PS4 or PS3 or whatever that people called this a ripoff of Second Son or whatever.
Oh, Infamous.
Yeah, Infamous. Yeah.
But you know what? It's not even that because Jet Set Radio did it first with grinding, and that was on the Dreamcast. So it's just like, really.
Yeah.
But Tony Hawk didn't have.
And the people calling this a ripoff of that, those are just the PS fanboys that wanted so badly to hate this game because it was on Xbox.
Yeah.
It's
Look, Xbox needed exclusives, just like PlayStation needs exclusives. Like the console needs its exclusives, and if Microsoft offered them the money to do this, like,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean that's what they wanted.
Yeah, and if you wanna be like criticize them for it, well then PlayStation has the awful Killzone games that are nowhere near as good as Halo, and so they do it too.
About it,
then you get to like what Sony has. Like they have Horizon, and which I think is one of the best games of the generation.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, look, Microsoft's exclusives right now depend on Xbox Live and playing with friends, and you know, a Forza. I mean, even Forza Horizon 4, which looks great, which I think we should add to Season 4 of Pod Play, by the way. All of us get an instance and just play some Forza.
Yeah, I'm completely up for that because I love the demo.
But
I
I was gonna I was gonna
Oh, go
say
ahead.
about this thing about Spider-Man was that, you know, with Sony fanboys talking about Infamous and stuff. I kind of feel like Spider-Man, even though it's a great game on PS4, it's only great because Insomniac worked on it.
Yeah, that's.
I
because
don't think there's
Insomniac's
been a
great
lot of-
studio.
Right. I don't think a lot of people have been a Spider-Man fan or gamer, a fan of Spider-Man games on console for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's just like
for that though, like I do think a lot of its sales, like from the general public, came because it's like it is a Spider-Man game, and look, Spider-Man's hot right now. Venom's coming out or is out by the time this episode's out. You know, Homecoming did great. Spider-Man's part of the MCU. You know, there's a new animated movie coming out. Like, Spider-Man's in the zeitgeist right now, and he's arguably Marvel's most popular hero. And like, that game probably sold well because it's Spider-Man. But I think a lot of like gamers bought it because it's Insomniac. Because like I bought it because it's Insomniac. I don't care for Spider-Man.
Insomniac.
I don't care for Spider-Man, right? Like, I just
And that's kind of like the Arkham Asylum thing. It's that, you know, Batman has had like a lot of their games have not been good before Arkham Asylum came. And it's just like there's been a lot of gamers who have laughed at comic book video games and like really don't give it its proper due unless a certain developer could really, you know, make it a great game. Because
right. I mean,
like there's
you
been
look
time
at
to
talking about
Okay.
Batman real quick before you move on to your next point. Ed, is like Batman. You look at Arkham Origins. It's the same game. It's the same game as the other Arkham games, except Rocksteady didn't develop it, so people wanted to hate on it. And it's like,
right.
it's the same game, and it's arguably better than a couple of the Rocksteady games. It's better than Night for sure, and like I have my opinions on City. I still think Asylum is the best of the Rocksteady trilogy, but I still
And-
like Origins, and I don't know.
And it's one of the things for me. It's just like, okay, you have played a great Spider-Man game with Insomniac. Now, would you ever go back and play the old games to see how they study, or do you even have a collection of Spider-Man games? Because a lot of them have been all of them have been, most of the modern Spider-Man games have been based on the movies, and I don't know if they ever had good sales. So it's kind of just like, would you guys go back? Because I'm like, how can you just talk about Spider-Man for one Spider-Man game because it's on Sony's platform and Insomniac did it, but you've never had a discussion about past Spider-Man games. Same with Arkham Asylum. It's just like, where's the discussion about Batman Returns on Super Nintendo, or Batman from Sunsoft, or some of the other past ones, you know, Batman and Robin on Sega Genesis and stuff. Like games like that, yeah, they might be a little bit retro, but I'm just like, series of comic book games that in the past have got no recognition shouldn't have one studio do it, and now it's like it's the best thing in the world. It shouldn't be that. I feel like you at least could go now revisit stuff from the past, like if you can, I should say. I'm just jumping around. And that's kind of, I mean, and that's what I said. I'm not saying that Spider-Man is a bad game. Just like, how many people who play Spider-Man games, the modern Spider-Man games, and then play this new one, can really see the progress and understand why it's such a great game.
Yeah.
Instead of just having, oh, a developer did it and that's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the thing with Spider-Man 2 is like that swinging. Insomniac got the swinging down.
Yeah.
And like that's such a hard thing to because like, you know, a lot of people still think Spider-Man 2 has the best swinging, and I don't know how much of that is rose-colored glasses or not, but like to get that swinging down was so important, right? And like that was the thing that they worked on up until like 6 months before the game was done, was making sure the swinging felt right. And like I don't know, I feel like Insomniac really just puts a lot of heart and effort into their games, even if it's not like super polished. I mean, most of their games are super polished, but there's some things in Spider-Man that are like kind of janky. Like the time I was doing one of these build, like the wave-based challenges on top of the buildings.
Yeah.
Like I was doing one of those and I died and my hand got caught on one of the water towers, but my body stretched all the way down to the street while my hand was attached to this water tower, and it's like,
Wow.
I'm like, I don't think Spider-Man is Mr. Fantastic here. You know, like all stretchy and stuff, but
They're both part of the
Stretch
Marvel
Armstrong.
universe.
I know, but
Stretch arms.
No, I was trying to say that they're part of the Marvel universe, but this is the wrong universe. Fix this.
well, to be fair, Spider-Man was part of the Fantastic Four for a little bit, for some reason. I forget why, but he was.
I mean, where would you guys like Insomniac to go as a developer?
Well,
like,
I mean, I think Spider-Man 2 is where they're going, to be honest with you.
but like, have you ever wanted them to make something? Because we know they're good at doing platformers, they're good at doing shooters.
You know how we always talk about like somebody doing a dark and gritty Turtles game. Like I think Insomniac could do like a fun like this like Sunset Overdrive art style Turtles game. I think
Yeah.
it would be really fun to move.
Yeah,
around
that
the
would be
city.
awesome.
I would
Yeah.
buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
You know how many bad Ninja
Because
Turtles games
again they can use and again they can use these, you know, like these mechanics that they have and stuff, and
Yeah,
you know, like the turtles
like the
have
dodge roll.
skateboards and stuff like that.
the dodge roll and like the grinding and stuff. Like the turtles grind on stuff sometimes for.
Yeah.
And like Michelangelo and Donatello have the skateboards. Like it'd be cool. That'd be cool to use this. Like them just have the skateboard tied to their shell and then whip it out while they're grinding down a rail, and then jump off into a dodge roll and start fighting guys. And then like if you can make it multiplayer, like you know, like a semi multiplayer
Yeah.
style experience where, you know, kind of like State of
Like
Decay,
almost-
where like you join somebody's team or game and like you help them progress through their game, but you can take your experience and your items back with you. I think that would be super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, or I was gonna say almost like Division and stuff like that too, where you can just kind of.
Yeah, the division.
But, yeah, it would be-
is actually a better idea. Probably keep you around.
Just,
to see
like-
good ideas.
What did you see them
Yeah,
ever
yeah, I
get into
definitely
another
could see them
genre?
doing
Do you ever see them? You think they could get into another genre of making games, like an RTS or?
I mean, I don't know. They would have to like really hire people to do that. Like I think like an open world action game with light RPG elements is kind of like their bread and butter right now. I mean, they could though. I mean, they did Resistance, so I mean they could switch genres at some point. But
But Resistance is still like first person with with certain elements. RPG elements, I should say.
I don't know. I didn't really. I played. I bought Resistance with my PlayStation 3, and I was like, Halo's better. I mean, it was an interesting concept.
I
Don't
played-
get me wrong. Like, I like the like alternate, almost like World War II / 40s 50s type Armageddon style of game. Like, I think that was a cool idea, but just wasn't up to standards, you know, especially from somebody who's been working on Ratchet and Clank for so long.
True.
Need some more ammo?
Like they could, I think, yeah, they could. They like, could you see like an Insomniac kind of sports game, arcade sports game?
I mean, I could see them doing something ridiculous like Windjammers.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see them trying to do
I
something.
would like them to do a Death Row Part 2. Like, I don't remember who made Death Row, the game that I like from Xbox One. I forget who made that game, but I would like to see a Part 2 of that. It's like basically like football, but with the golf, or frisbee, I mean, and then like you have to throw the frisbee through a hoop, basically, to score.
That sounds interesting.
Ultimate Frisbee, but
Like ultimate frisbee. Yeah, that was like serious. It was seriously one of my favorite games on Xbox. Because like the whole idea of it was each team had its like own type of like characters. So like one was like you know, like a whole bunch of like gritty looking dudes, and then the other one was robots, and then there was, you know, like they just had all different kinds of groups of people that you could pick from, you know, for the different teams. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I used to play it like all the time, and I've been kind of wishing that they would come out with another one. Like what I say is it's like basically like what's that really popular sport type kind of game where you're scoring goals with the cars or whatever?
Rocket League.
Yeah, Rocket League. It's like Rocket League, but only like you're playing as humans, and like, you know, like it's like a mix of that and like frisbee, I guess. Yeah, it was really cool, and it was just like, you know, like at the time, doing a sport kind of thing, but making like a completely different game, that, you know, like sport game up that hasn't been really done. Is basically like a mixture of like all the major sports, but then just using a disc instead of a ball. Like football, basketball, all that stuff,
Sports.
and with a frisbee mixed into one.
I feel like there's a way
Yeah.
to change your character, but
In game,
yeah,
there
like
there
don't
might
can't
be.
you like unlock clothes and stuff for your character?
Thought you could.
Because, like, I kind of want to see what other outfits I have for this character, and I know I have some because I remember when I was playing this game, this yellow skirt thing that my character's wearing, I was wearing jeans initially, and I changed it, but I'm just trying to run away. There's too many of these things. I think I just really suck at video games.
Yeah, that's.
Because, like, I die all the time in Spider-Man, and then I'm dying in this all the time, too. I'm just, like, really...
Well,
What are these?
I think part of it too, like with me, like I'm fine at video games. It's just I need to play something. Like if I like, once I play something for a little while and get back into the groove of it, then I can do really well. But it's just like until I get back into the groove of games, like at first I'll suck a little bit, and then once I got things figured out, then it usually isn't that hard for me.
So I put Tomb Raider on easy. I'm actually really enjoying Tomb Raider too. I've played like 4 or 5 hours of it. I'm actually really enjoying it. But I got hit with the Destiny bug again.
Yeah.
We was actually talking about it on Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the news, and I was just like, yeah, we'll wait for Corey to come back. He has more details.
Oh man, it's so much fun. Like, it's fun. It's always fun until, like, it's not fun. You know? I don't really...
Yeah, like, part of the story stuff we talked about, like, it sounds like it's good. Like, they finally actually made it where, like, people who aren't high levels, there's raids that they can do. You can, like, do it like they're trying to make it so the raids like can be done at lower levels or something, so people who are behind can go back and do them.
Oh, that's they're keeping... I think what you're talking about there is they're keeping Leviathan, which was the first raid, in those raid layers at light level, right? So
okay.
I think you only have to be like 280 something to do those raids. And the cap right now is, I think the cap right now is 600.
Wasn't it like 500 something?
It's 600.
Oh, is it?
I think the cap is 600. But the raids...
Oh, okay.
Recommended... You can enter the raid at 530. Recommended is 550. But you really want to be around 560 to do the new one. Which I'm at 510 right now. And that's with 1 week's worth of grinding. So,
dang.
I mean, it's gonna be a slog because, like, I've heard that the grind to get to like 5 that high is like just insane, which is what the hardcore players want. And like, I don't know. Like, I know I have to play other games right now too, because our Game of the Year stuff's coming up soon. And
yeah.
I want to finish at least the games I have on my list. I want to finish. So I don't know. I'm only playing one character right now, which is unusual for me, but it's fine. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was at a different point in my life, I would be playing that game all the time. But you know, I'm married and have a kid now, and Destiny doesn't really fit into my schedule anymore as much as I like enjoy that game, you know. But the stuff outside of the raid is actually really like fun to do now, where grinding for the exotic stuff is different now. You know, getting armor and cool perks and stuff is fun. Like, they have stuff in there, a lot of stuff in there for the quote-unquote non-hardcore or casual Destiny player to do, which is cool. But I mean, if you want to raid, you gotta. I mean, it's not just a game now. It's like a lifestyle choice again, which is something I can't do.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wanted to try Witcher 3, but it's just too much. I just don't have a life that I could dedicate the time that game needs. So I literally bought it for like super cheap, and I had just ended up trading it back in. I think I only played like 15 minutes of it. Well, it was a waste. I never should have bought it in the first place. because I honestly like that genre of game like isn't my favorite anymore. Like I used to, like the Elder Scrolls and stuff like that a lot.
Yeah.
But I just don't have that kind of time for those kind of games.
Yeah.
So I just kind of lost my love for that kind of genre of game and stuff. So
Yeah.
I just don't even bother anymore.
Yeah. I mean, like, if Destiny or like if I was one of those people that only bought like 3 or 4 games a year, you know, and like we weren't doing shows and podcasts and all these other things, right? Like it would be totally different. Like I would be playing Destiny every night for like 3 or 4 hours, right? But like I don't want to be that person, and B, like we have all this stuff that you know, if we're trying to be the people that are like, hey, maybe you should try this game. Like that's why we're playing Sunset Overdrive for Pod and Play, right? And it's like, we want to bring out the games that maybe those types of people don't really know about, right? So which is funny because
and that's
like,
kind of what I was trying to do with my AX plays too, like just come up with games that like people might not have tried yet or whatever, and just give them hopefully people an idea of some games that they could check out that they may not have checked out before.
Yeah. But it's also crazy because the games I kind of want the most right now are the games that the people that only buy 2 or 3 games a year are buying. Like,
right.
I really want to get Madden for some reason. I don't know if it's because I'm
getting NHL.
I don't know if it's because like me being able to watch the Browns every Sunday now. Why is it recording my gameplay clips? I don't want it to do that. Stop it. But like I've been really wanting to play Madden recently. And then like Call of Duty, which is a game that I haven't played in a long time. That blackout mode really makes me want to play that game.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they really hit a home run with that game type. Doing it well enough to make it a top contender for those kind of game, that kind of game type.
But then, like,
I wonder which mode's gonna get played more in Call of Duty for Blackout or the multiplayer.
I mean, I'm sure.
Oh, I guarantee you, all of it will be played, but it will be
like who
people
people will turn in when they're streaming it though.
I mean, there's a whole group of people who are excited to like just get it for zombies, right? Like there's people that I work with who are getting it so they can play zombies together. I'm like, man, that just does not sound like something I want to do, but
Yeah, I mean, zombies is fun, but it's something you definitely do have to do as a group, and that's just it. Those kind of people that like to game together in groups and stuff like that. Like they're the kind that are gonna want to play the battle royale mode, or they're gonna want to play the zombie mode, because like you don't have to worry about being teamed up with a whole bunch of people that just care about getting kills and nothing else.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited like being able to play the battle royale modes and not have to deal with people that just only care about getting kills and how good they do and don't care if we actually win.
I should probably move on to this next objective. I've been like grinding around on the rails and shooting stuff. I haven't even been playing the missions. I've been having too much fun traversing around the world. But like,
I'm actually doing missions, which I normally don't.
At halftime today of the Browns game, I almost impulse bought Madden because it was on the front page of the store, and I was trying to make sure my games were updated for tonight. I was like, maybe I'll just sneak it in there. I'm like, no, I can't yet. I can't right now. I gotta.
It wouldn't be the new one, but I have EA access, so I could, like, I have access to all the older, like, the game, all their sports games and stuff.
Oh, like
You
last
can
year.
basically download.
I think last year's
Yeah.
versions are on there.
Yeah,
Oh, I picked
there's like, I think NHL and all of them. I think all of them are on there.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And, like, even like the golf games are on there too.
Man, have you played the golf club on Games Pass? On Game Pass?
No.
It's like a not as polished version of like the old Tiger Woods games. But like if you just want to play a round of golf, that's like really fun to do. To play.
Okay. Yeah, otherwise I can get they have all the, you know, games that were at one time Tiger Woods games, but now they just got someone else's name on them. It's on the
Yeah, it's like
vault or whatever it's called.
Rory McIlroy or whatever.
Yeah, I think so.
My dad likes it. My dad watches golf. My dad's one of those people that watches golf.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that a lot of people occasionally will just, you know, kind of drop in and watch, you know, just every once in a while. I've never really watched more than like what was on when I was at a restaurant or something that had it on the TV.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's I can see watching it being something fun to watch, but yeah. Or more, it's like every sport almost. I'd rather play it in video game form than watch it or play it in real life.
Not me. I just end up falling asleep. Even while playing a sports game. Besides like NBA Jam,
Hey, oh,
I fall asleep.
speaking of
Go ahead, Corey.
speaking of boring things that people can watch, when Mario Party comes out, we should stream a 50-turn Mario Party.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Well, I heard that a 20-turn round takes like an hour right now, so
Oh, okay. Hey, we played hour and a half round of Battlefield.
that's true. That is true.
Yeah, but you know, you got to think that it's a beta, so you trying to get the most out of it.
Yeah, but it was just like crazy that the game type took that long. But
Why is it telling me to bounce on this specific car? Man, that's another game I need to... Oh, back to our like RPG discussion. I like there are games that I like really want to play. Like I still need to finish Octopath, but the reason why I'm like really excited for
Me too.
these games to come to like all the Final Fantasy games are coming to Switch now, and I'm like, man, that's like the perfect system to grind on.
Heck yeah.
I can't wait to play Final Fantasy 9 again. I almost repurchased a Vita just for that game alone.
I have it on my PS4. I have 7 and 9.
I was doing
yeah, it is on
some
PS4,
retro
isn't it?
gaming
Oh, yeah, I
today.
have it on PS4. Well, I don't care. I get to play in handheld mode now. That's all I really care about.
Pretty much.
Once I'm over the walls, I'm gonna expose.
I was playing Gradius 3 today.
Nice.
Think it'll fly?
Sounds like an
I love
Ed
the
game.
Gradius
I
game.
make a few more adjustments to the launch mechanism.
Yeah.
Well,
That.
we've been going about an hour for this episode. What do you say we call it an
I need you
episode?
to lift up the
That-
carriage a bit more.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Great job, Insomniac, with Sunset Overdrive, and congratulations on 3 million sales for Spider-Man.
Yeah, I really like the look of this game. I think I really like the art style. I really like how it controls. It just feels fun to. I mean, if you're still watching this, you can see that I spent 40 minutes traversing the world instead of doing missions. But Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, you can find Pod and Play every Saturday through November 17th.
You're lucky I was here.
Season 3 is well underway. Like, subscribe, and share. Remember to subscribe to our other channels as well, Arsenal X, Nintendo Power Block, and Nerds Gone Platinum, as well as Nerds Gone Rogue Prime. Download our family of podcasts. Check out our other shows, including Squad Goals and Royale with Cheese. And check out all of our content on ngrradio.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time,
It's my fault.
we love you.
Thanks, Dad, who's not my real dad.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Huh. What's that?